No, the debaters. All right, we ready. Everybody meet your mic.
Yo, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabbat, Kwam Yasharala. Welcome to the Lions Den. This episode of Lions Den is brought to you by Common Sense. I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you. Shalom. That's right.
We are going to witness the most anticipated match
in debate history
for the heavyweight championship of the world.
Debate history.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Thousands in attendance. Watching around the world.
Hope you got the bits. Going down the Lions Den. My presentation PowerPoint. My sword of pen. Rapid fire rounds. My mental pieces increases the sub-genius in the workshop of mine. I'm a machinist. Can't be defeated. No competition, no retreating. Drag the body back to the line of den. Kicking and bleeding. Practice what you preaching. Knockers don't make finals of information right over to your litigation. We winning over here. Night shining, that's crystal clear. We beat the Lions Den.
With his vengeance.
Most men think they have mastered the debate, but the lioness are known for serving up deadly fakes. Step to the deal, step into the grace. The people jump with statue up, and I promise you, now don't heard them 7,000. Strong accordions, Torah, Quran, and Holy Bibles. Look of the dead, hieroglyphs, mental letters, and tribal. Biology, geology, no intellectual preference. If quantum physics, begin like this, come through with some reference. It's no holdback, it's all clapback. Can you handle the war? The judge gonna chew you up and call you out by I'm just saying. The judge gonna chew you up and call you out by force.
Got the bits. Going down the Lions Den. My presentation PowerPoint. My sword of pen. Rapid fire rounds. Hope you got the bits. It's going down the Lions Den.
Yo, welcome to the Lions Den. My name is JJ7000. I am the People's Champ, and we got a special treat for you tonight. This is a well-anticipated topic and debate that we're going to have today. We have the young Scribe. He's our number one contender in the den. You know what I'm saying? Going against a first-time debater, Zerubabel, but he's no joke. You know what I'm saying? So the topic is, it's not. This is the great part about it, Israel. We get to just sit back, and the commanders get to do some defending today and some teaching. You know, the Israelites, they've been attacking us all over the goddamn social media. So today you get to relax in the den and see how the other side defend themselves. The topic is a DUAT or the field of reeds the same? But we're gonna let the debaters kind of get more into it and tell you what it's all about. But basically, this is a afterlife type of situation. But we're gonna let them in the comedic way of life, you know. But first, before we do that, we're gonna let the judges introduce themselves. But first, but foremost, go ahead, Sister Karima. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Then the judges.
Okay, I'm Sister Karima. I'll be your timekeeper tonight, and I'm always looking for a good debater between these two good debaters. It's Zerubabel's first time, so I'm looking forward to see how he get down in the ring. So bring it, brother.
All right. And our first judge, go ahead and introduce yourself. We got my brother, is it Ratchet Craig on here? Where he at? He fell off? Okay, my fault. Jason Sosa. Go ahead, brother Sosa.
Shalom, family. My name is Sosa. You know what I'm saying? All praises to the Most High, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I'm here to judge tonight, call it down the middle and see who got the best presentation.
All right. Can you tell a little bit about your studies in Egyptian culture? You have any of that under your belt?
Yeah. Basically, I just, you know what I'm saying? I study the biblical topics, in the biblical narrative, and I look into Egypt and I read Meta Netra and stuff like that. I'm learning it. And Hebrew too as well. So.
All right. So we got somebody. All right, and we got my brother Eric, the watchman, up in here. Go ahead, Eric.
Peace. Eric, Eric, the mad scientist, true knowledge. I'm just on here. My things I go by is like the sources, how they debunk each other, staying on point, and just the whole presentation as the whole. That's basically what I go on.
All right, and the third and final judge, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Don La.
Don La. Yes, go ahead, Don La.
Yeah, I'm basically listening for historical accuracy. My cultural background is Sabian. Like I said earlier, I'm a former minister in the Protestant Christian religion. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead, family.
Oh, okay, yeah, but basically, I'm versed in pretty much everything from Gnosticism to the Mesopotamian religions to the Grecian religions to the African religions, Egyptian included. So yeah, it should be an interesting debate, especially with this being about reeds, because that was one of those. Those are one of the most spiritual elements in the ancient world. So I'm just listening for historical accuracy.
All right. Now let's go ahead and introduce both competitors, and then we're gonna get this debate in. Go ahead, Zerubabel.
Oh, shalom to all you brothers and sisters. Hopefully I'm just gonna now be able to convince y'all that the brother might be wrong, man. I think he got confused at the first point, but we'll see.
Can you kind of go into your position on this topic a little bit?
I think we was going back and forth in the chat. And I think I may have said something like, y'all gonna get sent to the field of reeds. He was like, nah, you mean the DUAT. And I was like, it don't matter, man. So that's where I left it at. And then he was like, you want to debate about it? Okay, whatever.
So you basically saying it's the same place.
Right.
DUAT and the field of reeds. Okay.
Right.
All right, brother. So now let's go ahead and introduce the number one contender in the Lions Den, the young scribe, Andrew Ford. Go ahead, Aki.
Okay. Peace and blessings to the room, y'all. How y'all doing? Young scribe, Andrew Ford. Follow me on Facebook. Shout out to the Unpool crew. Shout out to Lions Den. Shout out to Naga's World. I enjoyed the song. Like he ain't lying. This initially started from a conversation that we had in our back chat, our Unpool crew, and he essentially ended up saying that the DUAT and the field of reeds are the same thing, and that kind of took me, kind of caught me off guard. And you know what I'm saying, I can't believe it actually developed into a whole debate. So, I mean, if he's ready to stand on this point and show me where I messed up, I'm willing to listen to the information, and we're gonna have a little fight. We're gonna have a little dog fight. I'm ready to get it in, man.
All right. So everybody know where each competitor is coming from. Everybody know, the judge's background. And then we also have a backup judge, Ratchet Craig, who's watching in the audience just in case something happened with the other judges. All right. So what we're going to do, I think these brothers are going two 10-minute rounds. And then the third round, they're going to interrogate each other for 10 minutes apiece. So who gets to go first?
I started off if you want me to.
That's cool. Drew, you can start it.
Okay.
Hey, what timekeeper? Let Zerubabel know when he can go.
She just told you now. Your time starts now.
All right. Well, peace and blessings, family. Peace to the listening audience. Peace to the panel. I just want to thank JJ for having me back in the building first and foremost. But like you said, we in for a goodie, man. Now I actually had like mixed feelings about this one because Z is actually like a friend of mine. He kind of like an elder of mine, so to speak. But we had spent a good amount of time dealing with this subject at Unpoo Crew and dealing with one another. So it actually pains me that this is like the birth of his career and the funeral rolled in one. So he done after this. But hold on, let me get to my slide. Let me get that ready. Let's get it going. Can you pause my time for 1 second, please? There we go. Let me get into this. Okay, I'm good to go. You can start my time. Can y'all see the screen?
Yes, we can see your screen, and your time starts now.
Okay, thank you. Now the title of this debate is the field of reeds and DUAT or DUAT the same thing. Now this actually comes from one of our many conversations, like I said, that we had up in the crew. I'm convinced that Z's going to come in here and try to tell the listening audience that the DUAT is the same as the field of reeds, based on the fact that these are both concepts that's attached to a much larger concept called the afterlife, right? So now, obviously, his claims aren't true, but let's examine his logic for a second. The sun and the moon are both celestial bodies that belong to the heavens, correct? But it's not one soul here that would say that the sun, the greater light, is the same thing as the moon, the lesser light, right? Brother, the lunar light and the solar light are very different, even though they are both celestial bodies within the same heaven. Just like the DUAT and the field of reeds are very different, even though they are both attached to a much larger concept called the afterlife. That's plain to see. Now the ancients' view of the afterlife was complex, but an understanding of how they viewed themselves will help you have a better understanding of how they viewed the afterlife. So really, I want to deal with a few concepts first to make sure that we all on the same page when I'm speaking. I think this is very important. Kind of sacrifice my first round really to explain these concepts because it's going to make sense in the end. Now, the ba, the ka, the body, names, and ak. These were very important concepts. So you needed a ka in order to get to the afterlife. Like, but what is a ka? It was best described as the like a W, right? Or what Christians may call like your spirit, or is better known as like your vital force. This is the aspect of you that exists prior to you existing. According to Kemetic theology, your ka was created by the Neter Kanun. You can find reference to this within the pyramid text and also within Hatshepsut's Motorade temple. That's another source. The ka is what made the difference between an alive body and like a dead one. So it was thought that when your ka left your body, that essentially the person, they was dead, right? But your ka was also thought to absorb the life force of food and drinks left behind for the deceased. And from this fundamental construct, it gave birth to things like libations and ushabli dowels. So the ancients referred to the tombs. They often refer to the tombs as like the house of the ka. Like the next concept I want to touch on is the ba. Now, what is the ba and why is it important for the afterlife? It was like your mobile spirit, right? This was the part of you that traversed the afterlife. Normally, it's depicted as a hawk with like a human head, and unlike the ka that exists prior to you to your physical birth, the ba is really only activated after one passes away. Your ba is essentially looked at as everything that makes like a person, or like a individual. It can also include like the impressions you left on somebody else, right? So if I was like a kind person throughout my life, like that would be a reflection of my ba. Now the body, and why the body is important, because it's the physical shell that all humans exist in, obviously. But from the ancient standpoint, the body was not only important, it was like the center. It was not important. It was not only important because it held your heart, and your heart was looked at as like the center of all physical activities, and this is also the seat of thought and emotions as well. Another reason why the body was important, because obviously you got to deal with the mummification process, which took about 70 days. And at the end of this time, the body was escorted to its tomb, and normally located in the desert cliff at the west side of the Nile. Now, at the tomb, the priest would perform ceremonies on a mummy or a statue of the deceased person called the open mouth ritual. This was intended to give the deceased person their their mouth and body senses back to them. Right, a bull was slaughtered, and there was offerings made for food, and drinks were presented before the body and for the deceased individual, and all their graves goods were buried with them. The ceremonies performed at the funeral were not only meant to restore the dead person's physical abilities, but more importantly to release the ba from its attachment to the body, so that it can come and go at will. There was another concept in there, the ak. Right, the ba was supposed to rejoin its life force, or the ka, so that the dead person could continue to live. The deceased are often called those who have gone to their ka. Once this reunion has taken place, the deceased become an ak, which literally translates to the effective one, able to live on in a new non-physical form. But before this could happen, the deceased had to pass the final judgment, right? So you still had to get past the final judgment before any of this happened. You still had to get through the DUAT. So let's go. Hold on. Where I'm at. Names were important. So according to some texts, you needed to know the name of certain deities in order to gain power over them pertaining to the afterlife, in order to get past them. You can see reference to this all throughout the Book of Gates. Just should have threw that up in there a little earlier, but we're gonna keep it rocking. And that information comes from James P. Allen, Middle Egyptian. It's a really good book. I advise somebody to go pick that up, read it, important stuff in there. Now, the Egyptians thought of the afterlife not as some kind of continual angelic state in some paradise, but as a daily non-physical existence on earth. The model for this new existence was the daily journey of the sun. At night, the sun descended into the DUAT, and in his journey through the nether region, he eventually came upon the mummified body of Osiris, or Asar. The two joined and became one. From Osiris, the sun received the powers of new life, and through the sun, Osiris was able to live again, thus rejuvenated. The sun was able to continue his journey through the DUAT and rise again in the morning. Now let's excuse me. Now let's start with the pyramid text, which is the oldest religious rite in the world. That's a funerary text or literature found and written or inscribed on sarcophagus and walls of the pyramids at Saqqara. This is dated back to the Old Kingdom in at 2613 BCE. The text was made to help the king free his soul after death and ascend to the heavens, aka the field of reeds. Over 200 nectars are mentioned, and with this text, and you also, my bad.
2 minutes remaining.
Okay, there's also some of the earliest mentions of Osiris, and this is the king of the dead, the underworld, aka the DUAT. There's also some of the earliest mentions of the Hall of Truth, or double Mayat. Now, within the pyramid text, you find the concept of rebirth and death of the sun. This concept helped the Kemetic people envision what the afterlife would be like, because they viewed nature as the functions of the world as nothing. They saw the world itself as an infinite space bound by land and sky. These two elements were personified and represented as neters, whose genders reflect the Kemetic words land and sky. Right? So then they also presumed that the noon was around the world, like kind of like an infinite water. And the only thing that separated that from engulfing the world was shu, which meant dry or void. Therefore, in the Kemetic mind, the sun needed a boat in order to complete his journey. Now, if I'm correct, you should definitely see Ra in a boat somewhere within the Kemetic text. There he is, riding in this boat. Just like I just told you about, you riding in this boat. Here's another picture. Remember, he takes different forms. He's in a boat. right? And this is Ra traveling through the underworld in this boat. Copy of this can be found in the Book of Gates. Here he is again, another boat. Stay in that boat, man. That's his will. My whole point of this is if he's riding in the boat to traverse in the his upper realm, and he has to take a different boat to go through the DUAT, it's pretty obviously to me that the DUAT cannot be the field of reeds. But I'm gonna keep going in on this concept, and I'm gonna show you what I mean, just in case we get a little lost. I'm gonna show you. I got something for you for the second round.
Perfect. That was perfect.
All right, ready for me?
All right. Time. Good first round, brother. Good first round. A lot of informative information. I hope the judges was taking notes. Brother was just kind of just giving you a little early breakdown of what's going on. Then he went and showed you, how there was two different boats to go into the different realm. That's what I got out of it. But y'all go ahead and subscribe to the new Lions Den YouTube page, man. We'll be putting the link up in the Facebook chat, man. That way y'all can go start and supporting the Lions Den YouTube page, man. Also, shout out to Black Jesus Ministry, Black Beauty Inc., Sand Pit Records, Pool Crew, you know what I'm saying, Team Ya, and the rest of the, and Naga World, you know what I'm saying. But that was a good first round. Let's go ahead and let the brother Zerubabel get his first round in. Zerubabel, let everybody know when you're ready, and Sister Creamer start the clock.
All right, that's what's up. All right, so unfortunately, we're going to have some similar information, but I'm going to go ahead and do what I got because I took the time to do it. I just need a little bit of help. Share my damn screen. Hold on. I got it. Share screen. All right. Can y'all see it?
No, not yet. Sister Kramer, can you walk them through? This is the first time, I think.
Yeah, sometimes it take a little bit longer.
Okay. I mean, I see it on this side being shared.
Yeah, just reshare it.
Okay. Let me close this out. Not video file, right? Share screen.
Right. Share screen.
Okay.
And share to the link. You should see the link that you're trying to, the name of the link that you're trying to share on the top.
See it now.
There you go. Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. Just bear with me. Like I said, I'm a newbie on this. So like I said, he started off with the same. All right,
go ahead.
He started off with the same thing. So I'm just gonna read it myself like he did. There is different spiritualities that the Egyptians believe. So the Ba was your personality.
Let me know when you're ready for me to start your time.
Oh, you can start.
All right, so your time starts now.
All right, the Ba was your personality, whatever made each person unique that was not physical, your humor, your warmth, your charm, yourself. The Ba was pictured in hieroglyphs as a bird with a human head. The Egyptians thought birds was able to fly between worlds. That was the living and the afterlife. Now, if y'all remember, there was a Ba that was sitting on Osiris when Isis had brought him back to life or put his parts back together. So just keep that in mind. All right, the Ka, they believed in ancient Egyptians were born with a Ka that was uniquely to each Ka in a life force. The Ka was sometimes represented in ancient Egypt as hieroglyphs by drawings of a very little person standing next to the same person, much larger. Sometimes the Ka was represented by two arms outstretched. That was to ward off evil. When a person died, their Ka continued to live, a Ka needed the same nourishment that a person needed, even after they died. That's why the Egyptians painted pictures of food in the walls of the tombs. They believed the Ka did not actually eat these paintings, but rather absorbed the life-giving force they represented. All right, the Ak. The physical body was called the Ak. The Ak was most often used to mean a complete person, whether living or dead. While living, the Ak was composed of all 5 elements: your body, Ba, Ka, name, shadow. When dead, the Ak referred to the reunion of the Ba and the Ka, which they delivered, happened each night. All right, so in the Egyptian mythology, whatever, Field of Reeds is heavenly paradise where Osiris rules. It has been described as the Ka, part of the soul of the Nile Delta. And all right, so the Ba was supposed to travel through the afterlife to get to the Ka and transform to the Ak. My apologies. All right, so the Ka had to already be in the last realm of the underworld, right? We need to pay attention to that. So after the Ba spirit was supposed to go through all these different trials, tribulations, that's how you get to the Field of Reeds. Because the Field of Reeds was the last place, man. The Egyptians just wanted to relive what they was doing while alive. And I do want to point out that you see there's 2 different ma'ats here. Because one represents the north and the south of Egypt. And I forgot. I lost my thoughts. Sorry. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, brother, you're doing good, man.
All right. So the Ba and the Ka was supposed to get, transformed back in the Field of Reeds. Osiris resides in the Field of Reeds. That's still a part of the afterlife. So I don't see why the brother's trying to make it seem like, oh, well, nah, the DUAT is totally different. No, it's not. It's the same. The Field of Reeds is right under the DUAT. It's the same level to the Egyptians. And with that, I'm going to hold on. I'm done. He can have the time.
All right. Okay. How much time do you have left, Sister Karima?
6 minutes and 5 seconds.
You giving up 6 minutes? Okay. He made his point. All right. This might be a little shorter than what I thought. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Roper TV. Tell everybody where they can find you. He just jumped on the panel. Go ahead, family.
Man, peace and love to the panel. Everybody can find me at YouTube at Lions Den and on Facebook at Lions Den. Y'all make sure y'all go there and check it out, man. Shout outs to JJ7000.
Peace. All right. So let's go ahead and Andrew, you ready to get your second round going, brother?
Yeah, what we doing? I ain't gonna eat his time, or do I just keep up with my whole time?
If you want to add a little bit of time, because if you want to teach a little more, can he have your 6 minutes, brother?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
well, they man. Come on, Andrew.
Yeah, we gonna start his time over, so he can get his full 10.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah. So your time starts.
Hold on, let me. I'm sorry, Chris. Let me get my little StreamYard up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the host. I ain't the moderator. I just host. All right. I ain't no judge neither. Let's go.
You're a good man, though. You're a good man. Let me just throw that up there real quick. This is really how this started, right? He started out saying that DUAT is a series of events that occur every day in the netherworld, like a perpetual hell.
So you ready?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. You can throw that. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So your time starts now.
He said DUAT is like a perpetual hell, but then he just got done saying that the Field of Reeds was like the Egyptian heaven. brother, you're supposed to be proving that these things are the same. You just told everybody that it was heaven, and here you telling me that I'm DUAT as hell. So you trying to tell me heaven and hell are the same thing? Let me back up out of this, man. Let me get to where I was going. Let the scribe get to where he was going. Where we at? He gave up his time anyways. I could waste a little bit of time. All right, here we go. Now, can y'all see that? In the Mayadian or ancient Egyptian theology, Ra is the creator and has many manifestations and forms according to sacred texts, beginning with the earliest discourse of Ra in the pyramid text. This is why I had to cover the pyramid text earlier. And in the pyramid text and coffin text, the Book of Indications, Ra also has the names Ra Atum, Ra, Keper, or Kepera, and Kepera. In the Book of Indications, Ra says, I am Ra, I am Atum, and I am Atum in his name Ra. In a pyramid text, it says of Atum, you developed in your identity, names. Names is important, remember, of Keper. The names Atum and Keper represent different aspects of Ra. Atum means totality and completeness, one who is complete and one who completes. Thus, he is called Lord to the limit, and Lord of totality, Lord of all, Keper, which means becoming, coming into being, or bringing into being, represents the infinite development and creative aspects of Ra. This comes from the Encyclopedia of African Religion. Excellent book. Advise you to go pick it up, take a look at it. So let's see what the source, I had a source view Ra, and this comes directly from the Husa. Another great book you should go check out and read, right? The author of this is, I know I'm about to butcher this man's name, is Mulana Karangia. I know I'm saying his name incorrectly, but this is the brother who created Kwanzaa back in the 70s. He's an American professor of Africana Studies, activist, and an author, and best known for the creator of Pan-Africanism and the holiday Kwanzaa, right? And so if you dig into this book and you go down, you'll find a section called the Good Deeds of Creator. And if you go down, you'll find a section called Self-Definition of Ra. And it's basically a creation story that capitalizes the creative force of Ra. And it's right here. It says, His Majesty Ra, Lord of all, spoke to Isis the Great, saying, I am he who made heaven and earth and knitted together the mountains and created that all that exists upon them. I am he who made the primordial water and caused heaven to come into being. I am he who made the male and the female so that the joys of love might come into the world. I am he who made the heavens and the hidden places of the two horizons so that souls may dwell in them. I am he who opens his eyes, it becomes light, and when he closes his eyes, it becomes dark. He at whose command the water of the Nile rise, and whose name the exalted ones do not know. I am he who created the hours so that the days come into being. I am he who initiates the New Year festivals and creates the flood water. I am he who made living fire so the works of the house may be performed. I am Keper, the bringer into being, the morning Ra, the most high and glorious at noon in the tomb, the complete one in the evening. Now, I say that to say this. With lines like, I created the two horizons so that souls may dwell, is more than obvious that Ra is the creator of all created aspects of this world. The sky, the earth, the underworld. You can find reference to this in the Routledge Dictionary of Egypt, Gods and Goddesses by George Hart. Now walk with me, family, because he confirmed that the DUAT is in the underworld, but the field of reeds will be in the sky. Again, how is this the same thing? They are literally located in two different places. So let's see what the source say. Now this comes directly from the book of Heavenly Cows. Well, let me spin back a second because I believe that imagery is important. I'll grab it in a second though. same one? Yeah, I did.
Oh, here.
Hold on, baby.
What is it? That thing today, right now?
Yeah, it's going
Right
on
now,
right
right
now. Yeah, I'm cooking right now. The celestial cow funerary. This is the this was found in the tomb of King Tut. That's the image right there. That's the real deal. You see how they glorified the cow right here. You see the stars within the cow body. But let's get into this though. I done lost my place. Hold on. Now, the ancient Kemetic text that deals with it's an ancient Kemetic text, the Book of Heavenly Cows, an ancient Kemetic text that deals with the rebellion of humanity against Ra, the sun Nether, his destruction of rebellions through the goddess Hethra, the reversal of the decision of Ra's mercy, his ascension into the higher heavens, leaving Earth in a fallen state. It was written during the Middle Kingdom, and you can find copies of it all throughout the New Kingdom. The text is broken down to 5 parts essentially: the destruction of humans, the withdrawal of Ra, the heavenly cow, the lesser gods taking over, and it ends with the magic of Nut and Ra. Now we find this text on Seti the First, Ramesses the Second, Ramesses the Third, and Ramesses the Fourth, along with King Tut. I just showed y'all that. Now, why is this a dagger? Because the Book of Heavenly Cows gives the location of the field of reeds, and it's not in the underworld; it's in the sky. So I'm really having a hard time trying to understand how you do these two totally different concepts as one. But like I said, let's see what the text says. All right. So this is if you don't know the story, this is after Sekhmet, or the Eye of Ra, is subdued by the river of blood, which was really beer. He had to get her lit to bring her back. You know what I'm saying? Because she was just wilding on people. Right. It returns to Ra, and the surviving humans set out with bows and clubs to punish the remaining evildoers. Ra, whose power is in no way diminished by this retract, rejects them as well as their actions utterly disappoint him. He ascends to a place on the back of a heavenly cow, but as he is no longer there to support the world, the latter has to be recorded. The first thing done in the creation of the heavens, planets, and stars come into being, and for the benefit of the blessed dead. 2 fields was prepared: the field of offerings, and within it was a fertile field of rushes. To further support Nut, who started trembling because of the height, provided with 1,000,000 stars of the Milky Way, and the infinite ones of the high gods came into being. This organization of the sky being suggested of
2
its
minutes remaining
in the eternal vocation. So basically, what I'm saying is, during this story, you can find that Ra left. He left Earth or whatever, and he ascended up into the heavens. And what he did, he created the field of reeds amongst the stars. It's in the sky somewhere. It's in a higher realm. It's not in the underworld, as he's trying to suggest. Now, that comes from I'm using UCLA Encyclopedia of Egyptology, as well as SophiaTopia.org and WorldHistory.org as a source. Okay, so let's look at this. The sun's apparent path across the sky throughout the years follows a 12-degree wide arc from east to west, known as the ecliptic. The Egyptians saw this as a distinct feature of the sky, which they called the Winden Canal. The region of the sky to its south was known as the field of reeds, and to that of its north, as it was known as the field of rest or the field of offerings. These names reflect the Egyptians' experience of their own country, where the marshes of the delta gradually gave way to the Mediterranean Sea. Features within both regions were seen as islands, some inhabited by the imperishable stars in the north and the unwearying stars in the south, others known as the mounds of Horus, Set, or Osiris. As the sky itself, the goddess Nut was not merely the surface across which the sun traveled by day, but also the sun's mother. The solar god was thought to gestate at night within her womb and to be born at dawn from between her legs. At the same time, in the complementary rather than competing view, the sun was thought to sail by night in a night boat through a region beneath the earth called the DUAT. I just get beneath the earth, bro. They just told you to feel the reason.
You just cut yourself. My bad. Sorry for cutting in.
Dang, bro, that's crazy.
Can I go?
Yeah, I think you dropped off. So I guess
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
No, I'm talking about JJ. Okay, so hold on. Your time starts when you share your screen if you're going to.
Wrong one. Hold up. Can you? Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see your screen, but you got it on the full screen. You need to change it
All
to
right,
the program.
let me change it. My apologies. Hold on.
It's good. It's good.
Good.
Yes, that's perfect. So your time starts now.
All right. I just want to go back and remind this brother, man, that Osiris was the god of the underworld. And we all know about the story of him being cut up in damn 14 pieces and scattered all over Egypt. And Isis was supposed to be resurrecting him, but she could not find his penis. Based on that, he could not be a god on the planet no more. So he ruled over the underworld, right? Yes, it is. So let me just read this. All right. Field of Reeds rushes. The Field of Reeds rushes mentioned in the book of the DUAT, second hour. Drew, pay attention. All right. This god entered into the earth through the hall of the horizon of Amentet. There are 120 Atru to journey over in this hole before a man arriveth at the gods of the DUAT. The name of the first field of the DUAT is Netum Ra. He allotteth fields to the gods who are in his following and beginning to send forth to and to work out the plans of the divine beings of the DUAT in respect of this field. Whoever shall have these made according to this similitude, which is the ament of the DUAT, whoever shall have knowledge of these similitudes, which are the copies of the great God himself, they act as magical protectors for him upon the earth regularly and unfailingly, and they should act as magical protectors from him in the great DUAT. I ain't even gonna try that one. Is the name of the first hour in the night with guideth the great God through the wall. Now, Drew's trying to act like that they believed that they was going to the sky. They didn't believe that. And let me even show this right here. Now, this is Osiris right here. Was Thoth in the sky? Was Anubis in the sky? No. I'm not sure where this brother's getting his information from, but it don't make no sense and it don't add up. This is the underworld. And he can have it. Go.
So hold on, man. What you just showed with Thought and them and Osiris chilling out in this chair, that was a judgment, right?
Yep.
Okay, so judgment. This what allows you.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
So we supposed to be
So
timed on this, right?
yeah, it's your time still. So what you
Yeah, I'm
might
trying to
want
figure
to
out
do
what's going
is
on. This the question round already? I just got
no,
back.
no, it's not. So
All
what you
right,
might
yeah.
want to do is use your time, like just go over some of the things that you just shared. You know, you can go back over it just to waste some of your time to
No,
get a
I'm
better.
good. No, we can get into the question.
Give a little more detail.
Yeah, because the judges is trying to get some information from you. So you do not want. You have 7 minutes and 23 seconds still. So just go over a little more of your information that you just got, and then we're gonna give it to him because he still got another round to go. This will be his last 10 minutes too. So you don't want to go over your information a little more?
Sorry, I was speaking, but I was muted. All right. Sorry, man.
Oh, it's good.
So another thing this brother tried to now point out was Ra was in the sky, but yet and still we know in the book of Gates and the book of the dead and the book of the coffin text, it says Ra comes down to the underworld. And in the book of Gates, it's for 12 hours. That's when all the dead, which was only for the pharaohs, not regular people, at least up until the intermediate period. It was only for pharaohs. It was for 12 hours, and then it started again every 12 hours. This is something you can look up. But he tried to accuse me of saying being incorrect about the DUAT not being a perpetual hell. It is. All you got to do is read the books that you claim that you read. And with that, I'm done.
All right. Was that the end of? Was that your second round, Zerubabel?
Yeah.
Both of y'all went twice, right?
That's right.
All right. So this gonna be like the 10-minute interaction time where Andrew will ask you questions for like 10 minutes, and then you'll ask him questions for like 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes worth of questions. It'll be like a conversation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, got you, man.
All right, Andrew, go ahead and kick it off.
Since you continue to imply that the
sorry, Drew. Sister Kareem, start the clock.
All right, so your time starts now.
Okay, so I was gonna ask him, since he continued to apply that the DUAT is the same as the field of reeds, can you please answer why would you say that earlier in your round you said that the field of reeds was an Egyptian heaven, but earlier in the chat you said that the DUAT is a perpetual hell. You're supposed to be proving that these things are the same, right? So if anybody in a comment section think that heaven and hell is the same, can you please like type a 1? And Zerubabel, my question to you: how is heaven and hell the same?
All these levels of the DUAT are in the netherworld. Ain't Osiris in the netherworld? Yes, he is. He's also the judgment in the field of reeds, man. You understand?
Okay. That does not.
He's the ruler of the DUAT.
Okay, that does not make the field of reeds and the DUAT the same thing.
Oh my goodness.
You do understand that, right? I mean, the field of reeds was supposed to be a place where they were able to rejoin with their relatives and family and be able to live life like they were on earth and have sex and drink beer, do all these fun things. You don't hear about that happening in the DUAT, bro. You can is that true or
I'm sorry,
is that true or false?
Are you done?
Yeah, I got 10 minutes, bro. You can't do this. This ain't the back chat.
Man, it's all right. So this
ask you a question.
Whole thing. Go ahead.
Can you get trapped in a DUAT?
Yeah.
Okay, so where is that in the heaven concept that you can get trapped in heaven or the field of reeds?
All right, hold on, brother.
If you ain't got it on you right now, I mean, you need time to look it up. Just say that because I got a different question.
Yeah, I need time. I need time to look it up. So,
okay. It was well known that when Rod dipped into the DUAT, that he had to make it through there in order to beat up a Pep, the serpent deity. You know what I'm saying? He was going there to whoop him up, right?
To go where though? To
through
take the soul.
To
take the soul to Osiris, man.
Okay, that wasn't even a part of my question. But he went through there to whoop up a pet every night. So where is a pet in the field of reeds if you're saying that these things are the same? That was a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Repeat that, bro.
Where is a pet in the field of reeds, the serpent snake that Ra goes to fight in the DUAT? You said these things are the same. I'm asking you, where is a pet in the field of reeds?
Oh, he's not.
Oh, okay, so it's kind of not the same. All right.
I mean, I keep telling you, it's just a different level of the DUAT.
Oh, so it's a different level.
It's not the field of reeds a different level of DUAT, man. Yes or no?
No, it's not, because the DUAT would be something that you had to travel through, that you had to make it through in order to get to judgment in the first place. And if you listen, you can make it through the DUAT and then get to the double hall of Mayat or judgment, and then still get your heart devoured by a mutt. Right? Everybody is not granted access to the afterlife just because they make it through the DUAT. You need to understand, like, that was just a process. You get through the DUAT, then you get judged, and then if you're worthy enough, you would be able to proceed to the field of reeds, or you would be able to continue your afterlife riding on the boat with Ra coming through beating up a pet every night. You had options, and I wish you would have broke that down in your presentation a little bit more. This would have been a better battle. How the Comedics didn't have like a codified book. Like, it wasn't no Bible. It wasn't like no codified Bible.
Go ahead and ask me a question, brother.
Okay. Okay, let me find one. My bad, y'all. What was the purpose of Ra switching boats if these realms are the same thing? Why do he have a night boat and a solar boat?
I mean, to my knowledge, after 12 hours, he was supposed to return back to the sky.
Right. So
which proves that he was not, which proves that the DUAT is not the sky. Correct?
I never said the DUAT was the sky. You just
your presentation said that, bro. You said that.
I said the field of reeds, bro.
No, my goodness.
Okay. Do you know the meaning, the original meaning for the word DUAT or TWAT or TUAT or TAT?
Nah, go ahead, tell me.
No, I was just gonna see if you was on cap, because there really is no original meaning. It was just a word that we use to refer to the realm of damned spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So just based off what I just said, you can see that the field of reason and DUAT would not be the same thing. It's two different things. It's two different concepts.
Brother, is the DUAT the afterworld?
No, it's the underworld, the netherworld.
Oh, okay, cool. The underworld.
Yes.
Is the field of reeds the underworld?
No, that would be the afterlife.
Oh my. Okay, semantics. Okay.
Samantha, I'm being real. What? Ain't nobody living to in hopes that they get to the DUAT, bro. No, nobody hopes that. People hopes that they get to the field of reeds.
That's the only thing. I like I said, man. After the first intermediate period, that's when they had a whole bunch of that tomb robbing, and that's when anybody could get those damn texts, man.
Right, but you also got
all of them believe that in the heavenly paradise where Osiris lives.
So hold on, wait. Are you trying to say it's some type of codified Book of Dead or some type of codified script that everybody was after?
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't believe that, because doing the coffin text that was different for everybody, bro.
Okay,
it was different for everybody.
Coffin text ended up being
hold on, but
So
hold on, wait,
intertwined with the pyramid text. So most of the coffin text repeats what the pyramid text mean.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true, because the priests, the people that made the pyramid text for the king, they went by popularity at that time. So whatever cult was popping at the time, they would take their spells or their quote unquote magic spells or whatever pertaining to that particular deity. When the coffin text came around, you got people, just regular folks like me and you. Now we have access to what spells, quote unquote, magic spells we want written on our coffins. Now we can choose. Well, I don't have to rock with Ra. I can go with Osiris, right? I don't have to go with Osiris. I can believe in.
Young brother Scribe, go ahead and ask him a question.
Okay, so bro, do you know any of the names of the gates and the heralds or the gods that was in the DUAT?
Yeah, a couple of them, but I can't repeat them back to you.
Okay,
I'll be honest about that.
So,
but if you want to, go ahead and run them off.
Well, I'm not gonna name them all. I'm not even sure if I got time for it, bro. But things like such as, because you mentioned the Book of Gates, I mentioned it as well. It's mentioned in the Book of Gates at Gate 14. There's somebody called the Mistress of Anger. The herald would be like dancing on blood. Gate 3 was the Mistress of Altar. The Guardians was often given like crazy names, like the Swallower of Sins or Existing on Maggots. How come we don't see names like that within the DUAT?
Hold on, you referring to the gates?
Yeah.
The 12 hours.
See, this is where you're confused, because the Book of Gates and the DUAT is talking about the same thing. But at one point, the cult of Osiris got taken over by the cult of Amen, right? So now they switched it from gates to hours to this is why you was talking about the 12-hour thing, but you was mixing it up and I ain't say nothing. You mixing up your information. The Book of Gates and the DUAT are dealing with the same subject, but then it's different because you're dealing with two different priesthoods that was in control at the time.
Yeah, it changes.
Like I said,
but the only difference between the Book of the Gates and the Book of the DUAT is what, like the 8th through 11th hour or something like that, man.
That's not true, bro.
Okay.
That's not true. You got, look, doing those hours that we talking about right now. Osiris was like second in command damn near. Like he had to take the back seat to Ra. That's why they came up with the hour thing. This is why the DUAT is newer than the Book of Gates. He look, nigga, Ra took over, man. he took over. That's why I was just able to read you the creation story and all this information pertaining to Ra.
See, it's funny you saying that Ra took over, but we know Ra is the damn sun in the sky. He only read the damn Atet boat to the underworld to take the dead, which would be a king or pharaoh up into a point in time.
Bro, but he created that.
And time. All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and let brother Zerubabel Judah go ahead and ask his questions.
Let me see. Hold up. Give me 1 second, y'all.
All right.
I don't even know if I want to use this on this brother, man. All right, so hold on. So that scene that I showed you, man, with Osiris on the judgment hall. Why is Anubis there? And why is Thoth there? Because this point takes place in the Field of Reeds. My bad, not to mean to cut you off.
Okay, so we know for a fact that the judgment hall is not in the Field of Reeds, because you like I said, you can get to judgment and then your heart not weigh out right, and then it gets devoured by a mutt. So you can't be in the field of reeds yet. The reason why Anubis is there because he is the quote unquote the guardian or the protector of dead. That was his job. The reason why Thought is there because he is there to record what's going on.
Which is in the field of reeds.
No, it's not. You just said it's a judgment hall. It's a double hall of Bayat. That's not the field of reeds.
Go ahead, brother. Ask another question.
Oh. We good? Y'all hear me? Oh.
No, we didn't hear you. Go ahead, ask your question.
Oh, hold on. Trying to see what I want to access, man. But
Hey Z, you better get it all out right now, man.
no, I'm having the brain fog. Bad. Okay, all right. When was the opening of the mouth ceremony supposed to be done?
What was it about? Sometime during the mummification process. I went over that. It was a 70-day process.
Yeah, okay. All right, got you. So I'm saying when you look at the images, it's Thoth holding up the damn mummy, though.
Is he? Can you show me the image again?
All right, hold on. Again, I apologize for not being prepared correctly. So hold on. All right, let me get it. Hold on. Oh, it's already open. Can I post it back here?
Do a screen share so we all can see what you're talking about.
All right, hold on. I just add a new slide. I'm gonna leave that title blank and it ain't no matter. And
Was that the image right there? I saw it for a second. I can barely see it. I don't know what that is. Okay, I see Osiris. I see Anubis. Ampu. There's a mummy there, yeah. Oh, is you saying why is he doing that? Is that the question? I don't even know if you get the reason why that's happening. That's just a personification or the mythology, if you will, of what was physically happening. Like I said, the mummification process took about 7 days, and it was a whole process. It was ceremonies, it was rituals to be done. The open of the mouth ritual was one of them. They just depicting it in an afterlife form. It's not really happening while you're being judged, so to speak, if that makes any sense to you. Technically, you are being judged when it happened. I mean, who knows what's going on when you're dead? Who knows?
All right, brother. You got any more questions? Brother Zerubabel, you got any more questions? Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic, family.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay, so you all right? So he's done with his question. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and let's get to the judges with this one and see what they think. All right, we're gonna start with brother Jason Sosa. Sosa in the building. Go ahead, Art.
Sosa, we can't hear you.
Yeah, my bad, y'all. Yeah, my bad, y'all. To be honest with you, I mean, I go with young Scribe. I mean, clearly the DUAT and Phil the Reed are two different places because when you look at it, Osiris sits at the gate of the field of reeds. So once you get weighed out, then you achieve the field of reeds. So even though you might think it's in the same region, I feel like young scribes say, you know what I'm saying, it's not the same place.
All right. One vote for the young scribe. Okay, next judge. Go ahead. Don La. Go ahead, Don La.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Is it my turn? I just logged on.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. It's your turn.
A great debate. Like I said, my position was just on the historicity and the accuracy. I do have to go with young Scribe on this one only because I feel like he was standing on the side of academia and scholarship, separating the DUAT from the field of reeds. I do understand the argument that my brother Zerubabel was making, but when you look at current scholarship as it stands, and even my own personal understanding of it, there is at least there's a directional difference that separates the DUAT from the field of reed. So it's a strong position to take a stand against scholarship on something like that, but I definitely got to give it to young Scribe on this one.
All right. Okay, 2-0. Who else we had? Our third judge. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Can you
Go
hear?
ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going with
Go
young
ahead and tell everybody
Scribe.
your name, family. Go ahead.
Oh, Eric Mad Scientist on True Knowledge, and
Okay.
I'm going for young Scribe. He showed the sources. He actually debunked. He stayed on the point. His presentation was great. Um, and he showed that it was two different places. And it just to me, he had more knowledge about knowledge of it than the other did.
Okay. All right. All right. 3-0. All right. So that's it, everybody. But I'd like to see that was the judge's point of view, but we have a couple other people on the panel. I'd like to just see how they feel about it. And then after that, we're gonna let both brothers go ahead and close out. Go ahead, Thought. Go ahead and tell everybody how you feel about the debate.
Yo, peace. Y'all hear me, right?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right. First I want to say like this like should be a learning experience, and with the brother Zerubabel, um when somebody on a panel asks you to give more detail, know what I mean, at the end of the day you should give more detail, because I definitely understand your point of view. Know what I mean, looking at it from outside looking in, it is technically kind of levels. You feel me? But you ain't give enough information to back your point. You feel me? Because technically, you will have to first go through the underworld to finally into I mean the reads or whatever. You feel me? At the end of the day, so it is kind of set up like levels. You feel me? At the end of the day, but I give it to Young Scribe because he gave enough information to stand on his point at the end of the day. So Young Scribe definitely killed it.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Well, guess what? Zerubabel, see, this is your first debate, so your next debate, brother, just bring a little bit more to the table, and you have a better chance of of winning. But you did pretty good your first debate. Go ahead, Roper TV. What'd you get out the deal?
Um, the first thing I'm going to highlight is what's most evident, which is that these brothers had an immaculate respect for each other, regardless of their difference in paradigms. So I love to see debates where these brothers is bringing a level of respect for each other. I tip my hat to you, brothers. Um, I believe that the young scribe has taken a victory on the basis alone of being able to handle information and rebuttal on the spot, not only taking it, but giving it. And I think the other brother should have did more challenging and put him in that same bubble or same standard to kind of prove and go in depth with his statements, even though it may have been redundant or unnecessary. Let's see if he has a true understanding of what it is that he's conveying. But the brother obviously has done that to you, to where Lion is absolutely correct. You have to take that next leap in handling the rebuttal to prove to the people that indubitably, that you know what you're talking about. And I concede. Congratulations to both of you, brothers.
All right, that's some good advice, man. All right, who else we got on here? Ratchet Craig, go ahead, brother.
What's up to Zerubabel is my homie. Y'all cried. What about my homies though? But you hear me? Y'all hear me right? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, I just want to know that. But appreciate both of you brothers. I know y'all been talking about this in the back chat for a while. There's a little backstory to it. I wish Zerubabel would have prepared better. That's all I'm saying. Because I think he was giving better challenges in the back chat than he was here. But I think he, you know what I'm saying, should have took one of them concepts away from it, just focus on one concept only. The one he brought the choose on and say, this is what I'm talking about at the time. You know what I'm saying? I think it would have made it like really better. He could have just, because Scribe did, you know what I'm saying, was able to jump to the different concepts. So he should have just eliminated one there and dealt with just one. And this is what I'm talking about, just made it the focus. But I just came on here to promote, you know, the Lions Den. You know what I'm saying? And the Kareem of the shooter. You know, JJ 7000, world greatest promoter. And
I appreciate that, family.
yeah, you know,
So,
Reggie Craig.
so hold up, family. Who did you pick?
Oh, of course, Scribe. That was all the way Scribe. And you know what I'm saying? All the way. Can't nobody say no different. But I just want to promote you know, our upcoming event, Ruben
Yeah, go
versus
ahead.
D. Yeah, Ruben versus Theo in 2 weeks. The rap battle, 3 diss songs. Whoever got the best diss songs, according to the people poll vote, that's who wins. They have a
Okay.
battle, right? They be going on. They probably gonna get settled. That's all
Right.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's
Say that date again, family. When that's going down?
supposed to be June the 26th. And shout out to
Only in the
Shaq.
Lions Den. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Shaq Make the God and she me and her put this together. And we working together. We got a little promotion team that we trying to start, me and her. And
Okay.
yeah, we you know, we Lions Den. We Lions Den by heart, so that's what it is. And
Right.
Kareem is in the background with it too, so appreciate
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Number love. All right, and I want LB to come back on too because he had an announcement. Okay, hold up. Go ahead, brother Tyrell.
Peace,
Again,
shalom,
the
peace,
local
shalom,
Hebrew is back
hotep
in the
to
building.
peace, shalom, hotep to everybody. You know, and shout out to the Lions Den. I'm a proud member, up and coming debate league with a lot of momentum. And I can't really give my judgment on the debate because I showed up like over an hour later. But from listening to the judges, sound like young Scribe got the victory. And I my advice to brother Yeru, you know, just take this as like a learning experience. You know, this is, you know, pretty much your first debate. So I'm pretty sure your next debate you're gonna be, you know, more well prepared. And yeah, and peace to everybody on the panel.
All right, man. Glad to see you back home, family. All right, but LV, Sister Karima, did you want to say anything about the debate?
Yeah, this ain't nothing new for the new debater. It's always the most important thing is to try to use up the time. Even if you going over the same thing you repeated, go more into detail because most of the time you don't have enough. You feel like you don't have enough time to go into everything. But when you practicing, make sure you use the time so you can, you know, match up the information with the time. That's all I'm saying.
All right, good advice. LV had a very important announcement that he wanted to make. Up and coming debate league is being formed, and you know they're gonna come on here and speak, and you know we'll be that way. You know, different debaters can debate different leagues. Go ahead, family.
Yeah, so we have a brother amongst our midst. His name is Kansu, not the Nuwapian, another one. And he's creating a debate university, which is in fact an actual league. But what we want to do, man, is we want to just create engagement to where money is actually involved and that we can come up with a singular rule of engagement when it comes to these type of debates. So we're not trying to change what people are doing and what they're already doing. We're just trying to see if we can create a better standard when it comes to dealing with the information and incentivize that. So the entertainment value of what we do is absolute. We see it, people engage, people are here. But what we want to do is we want to get the companies involved, and we want these other people who want access to the viewership, to the collective analytics. We want to be able to leverage those to start to get money to come through these platforms. Then we could turn around and start incentivizing people's participations when it comes to these debates. We're not saying anything extreme or major, but if people are going to be on here debating, you know, we could at least put $15-20 in a pocket and give them a fee and incentivize them to do a even better work. but we can't get to that point until we start cleaning up certain behaviors, and we can come up with a singular set of rules or a standard that we all abide to. And I think with that organization, we're able to take our collective numbers, approach these companies, and they'll cut the check to have access to the people who are actually watching. And we've kind of spoken about this roughly with Jeremiah Judah, but he's shown me an extreme growth, and he's like, listen, you could say this to me, but the Lions Den is an open community to where you can present the idea to everyone, and we can move forward. So what I would like to do is this week coming up, we're gonna put Consul on a tour to where we're gonna allow him to speak on his proposal for rules of engagement, and then we can all interact with it. We could talk about what we like, what we don't like. And I've already seen the growth, and I know you guys have too. When you go in these back chats, 3 months ago, anybody could say anything. But now you have regular, everyday people who are participating, who are not debaters, pulling out red herrings, pulling out false dichotomies, pulling out etymology fallacies, pulling out different understandings of fallacies, and that all comes from your guys' demonstration. So when y'all go back and forth, you're actually educating at the same time. But we just want to try to present some rules and regulations, not for your platform solely or specifically, but for, once again, a different type of engagement to where money is involved, but everyone has access to it. And I've gotten flack from other people in other leagues. I've said that we do a disservice when we don't allow championships or belts to be lost and to go somewhere else. And a lot of times we could become stagnant in our participation or viewership because we don't have nothing to lose. Everything is here and it remains safe. Until we put something on the line and it goes somewhere else, it's no different than any other factor of entertainment. If a boxer loses, the people come back out even greater to see him overcome the hurdle if he can. Same thing with the other team. Now they don't want to lose something, so everyone is full on board and ready to bang out. And that's exactly what we need. We need that type of energy back and forth between platforms in order to keep the people engaged with us. But we want to have a backdoor respect and understand that y'all got y'all get down, we got our get down. We have people who like what y'all do, we got people who like what we do, and we're going to continue to let us go back and forth. But we want to have at least a singular understanding when it comes to how we're going to engage with each other. You get what I'm saying? Certain things we will and won't do, just out of respect for we're trying to bring money into the situation now. And I think that we all would appreciate that. Am I mistaken, Jeremiah?
You bringing it out, family. And like I say, the Lions Den, we don't have no problem going up against any other platform out there, man. When we willing to engage and work with different platforms, we do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So we supposedly we the minor leagues over here, but the minor leagues then went over there and whooped up on the Giant, for out of 4 matches, Tahuti kicked ass twice. You know what I'm saying? I whooped ass a couple of times. Well, so we don't fear losing over here, man. And the thing about the Lions Den, we change over there. We done have 5 different champions. Starting with Jeremiah, please say the Yah, then Music, then Judah Nazareth, then Tahuti, and now Aaron. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
I see the work. I see y'all working, and it's hands down that you're the leader, especially in this arena that we have, that what I would describe as anything outside of Sonetta. He would be the biggest thing, but you outside of that control or at the focal point of a lot of different content and points of engagement. So I commend you on that. And like I said, that's why you fit perfectly, because y'all not scared. You know what? Okay, there's a tournament for 500. I got 5 hitters right now that want that.
Right.
That's what we're trying to bring this to. We want niggas to be putting it on the line and get some money in their pocket. And that's where we want to take it. But we don't want it to be at the expense of the debaters. We don't want to say, hey, debaters, everyone give us $50. When we already have access to a lot of people and companies will pay us for us to have affiliate links or for us to make sponsorship videos and just play it throughout the content. which we can facilitate. We can do these things, but we just have to tweak a couple different things in order for those people to feel comfortable to have put their companies attached to what it is that we do. And that's just the direction that we're actually going in, man. And you guys are the leaders in that. We actually, in order for it to work, you know what I mean, you guys have to be willing to live up to whatever standard that's created. And right now, that standard is we want to bring some money into play. We want to put some money in you guys' pocket. We want to have winners and losers, but regardless, the people who participate, we want to put something in your pocket so that you guys don't feel like, you know what I mean, oh, it's over or you're not respected. You guys are valued.
Right.
And trust me, you guys, man, I've been having some frequent conversations with
And
JJ.
also, I feel the judges, you know, they should get paid too. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta build up to that.
We got to build up to it, and see, and that's the thing. See, the judges who are qualified to handle this information, a lot of them are groomed in a scholastic way to where when we start to drop the ball with our behavior, they don't want to be involved.
Right.
But what we can do is all of us are operating in the what we call the debate realm. So what we can do is we can begin to approach these colleges and these debate societies and see if they are willing to engage with us. Not us as the authority, us as trying to promote to our viewership the importance of debating and knowing how to deal with information. We're trying to up that standard. So we want to engage with these colleges. We want to engage with these debate societies so we can up the standard. And trust me, when we make it to that point, that's when the money's involved. That's when we're exposed to a whole new branch and people are talking about what we do here. And it's just going to take it to a whole nother realm. But we got to be willing to up our standard in order for them to even feel comfortable in our spaces. Because the trust me, people see what y'all do here and they see what we do, where we at. And a lot of them who are involved in professional fields find it to be a headache when we get to arguing and disrespecting. They don't want to deal with that.
Right.
So until we clean that up, we might not even have to pay these individuals. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know, as you can see over here, man, we don't like the back chat. That's something different. But during the debate, there's nobody calling each other names. You know, we keep it respectful. Yeah, back chat, that's something different. Hey,
even
that's
the back
something different. Man. Ain't nobody watching. You know?
Even the back chat is the bloodline to these debates.
Right.
Y'all keep
you already know.
Talked about. Y'all keep it moving. So we ain't trying to stop people from doing none of that. We want everyone to keep doing what they're doing in the space they're doing it. We just want to organize and have a singular understanding so we can get some money involved.
Well, yeah, you know, we game for that, man. It's just that, you know, people got to put these egos to the side, man. Different people that's running different leagues. And I'm hopefully we can work with Solo Mind. We can work with Source, you know, Firehouse. Even Sonetta. I mean, I don't care, man. Dragon Lairs, Debate League, Timo side.
Y'all the leaders. That's what I'm saying. Once y'all create the standard, it's over.
Yeah, Garfield and them. We ain't tripping. We don't care, man. We just want to have good information to get out there.
That's a
good
fact.
Debates.
We trying to,
and it's not just about debates. Sometimes open panel discussions is way better than the debates.
Yeah, my gosh, yeah,
we do that too.
All of it. It's just, you know, we I think it's time to elevate to the next level now. We've been doing this for a while. Some of y'all been doing it even longer, and y'all are innovators in this field. Now we got to take it to the next step, and that's the monetization. We have to convert this viewership and participation into monetization, and there's ways to do that. And y'all guys, hands down, are the leaders. Once you create the standard, once you start putting money in people's pocket, they're not going to want to deal with that other shit. They're going to want to come here, get a fair shake and a couple dollars in their pockets. We're already changing the game. You got people going to platforms that are way more viewership and subscribers, but they don't get a dime in their pocket. Once we create the paradigm to where your skill is actually valued, we ain't talking riches now. We talking about putting some money in your pocket for something that you're already doing.
Right.
But we're gonna get it done, man. And I appreciate you, JJ, for being open to this. Just let me know what day this week that he can come on here and kind of present what he wants to do as far as the rules, and we can have everyone
Okay.
interact with
Well,
it. So
we got a debate coming up Thursday, so maybe this Saturday. We got a debate. Nimrod Lex Vortex versus the Lions Den Intercontinental Champion, a new Kakarot Bay. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be fire right there, man. But hey, maybe Friday night, let's make it Saturday.
okay, Saturday.
After the Shabbat, yeah, Saturday.
Yeah,
You
I
come
spoke
on,
to
man.
him. So I spoke to him. He said he's available every day besides Thursday between 3 and 6. So
Okay.
between that 3 and 6, what would be more comfortable with you?
Saturday?
Yeah, for Saturday.
Can he come at around 5 or 6?
All right. We'll do 5:30. Meet in the middle.
Yeah, that'll work.
I'll pump out a poster, promote it myself, share it to you guys, so we can
Yeah.
kind of get as many people eyes on this as possible and see how they feel about it. This isn't meant to be like an authoritative statement when we bring this. This is meant to be, hey, how do y'all feel about this? This
We've been talking about this type of stuff behind the scenes for a while, so it's time to take some action. You know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and not rain on the parade of the debaters, man. I know we've been running our mouth. That was very important. I had to get out. Go ahead, Zerubabel. Go ahead and say your final say, and then we're gonna let the young scribe do his congratulations. 3 words, and we're gonna get up out of here. I appreciate everybody for participating. Go ahead, Zerubabel.
Oh, hey, I appreciate everybody's comments. I'm definitely gonna take them into consideration. Like I said, this is my first time. That's why I did it on something I really don't care about. Ain't no skin off my back. But congratulations to the brother Andrew Ford. We've been hammering out for a long time in the back chat.
And I'm sure it ain't gonna be over once you get back in the back chat. All right.
No. Yeah. And I appreciate all the comments that everybody had. I definitely take that. So
Yeah,
thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it, man. Until next time.
Hey, Zerubabel, you did good, bro. It's your first time. Just lengthen it up next time. Make it more competitive. That's it.
Appreciate it. Now I gotta go in the back chat and find somebody to take this frustration off on.
I already know. Hey, you better.
I was just saying that. I'm saying he the only one that didn't get angry because he didn't have enough no information. So he's saying you gonna take it out in the back chat. That's good. As long as you didn't take it out on live.
There you go.
Right,
All right. Peace, family. All right. Now go ahead. Congratulations, young Scribe, man, for another good victory for yourself, man. That boosts your record up to 4-0. You know what I'm saying? And plus you're in a position to set the championship match. You're the number 1 contender going against, Aaron Yehuden, the Lions Den champion. Once y'all come up with a topic, but right now the champion is busy with Angel Ramos, which will be coming tomorrow night for their preliminary. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that. Also, like I said, the music coming up, the versus battle on the Lions Den, that's coming up, and Lex Vortex versus a new Kakarot is coming up. So, we starting to get a little busier. But with that being said, hey, peace and blessings. Shalom. Lakatah. 1. We out.
Shalom, everybody. Peace.
Hey, peace and blessings, y'all. Hey, good job, Z. I think you did a good job, bro.
Wait, young Scribe.
What's up?
Have your last words.
I ain't got nothing to say. Like I said, I think the brother did a good job. I feel good right now. All the preparation I put into it. I feel like I came here and I executed. I did what I was supposed to do. Zerubabel, he did his thing. I want to thank everybody for coming out. The comments, the judges for staying awake. thank y'all. But yeah, man, his next debate, man, y'all better be careful, bro. Be careful, man. His next debate, he gonna tear somebody's head off. Man, be careful. I would like to see y'all in the ring doing y'all thing. But shit, I'm feeling good, man. I ain't lost the last 6 rounds. So you know what I'm saying? I'm good, man. Shout out to Nagarel, shout out to Unpool Crew, shout out to my brother Prodigy, shout out to Lions Den. We gonna keep rocking, man.
Yeah, you
I think
nobody on the you ain't got nobody on the plate that you got your eyes on.
Look, Aaron we already had a prelim. I thought we locked in the topic, you know what I'm saying? I thought he was an anti-vaxxer, so I thought we was gonna get that in. But I mean, we'll go back to the drawing board, see where we at. Low key, he better be careful because Angel got that smoke, yo. Yeah, Angel got that smoke, man. And I mean, the what do you call them? Latino brews over there, the Latino lights, or however y'all want to. They've been on the road now. Now somebody got to stop and put their foot down. I mean, somebody got to do something. But they looking good over there right now.
Yeah, but we got to get Angel in the ring for real. He looking good in the back tab, but
Right. I mean, he gonna do his thing. We gonna wait and see tomorrow. It should be a powerful show. I'm definitely gonna be tuned in.
All right. With that said, we about to shut it down.
All right, peace and blessings to the room. Thank you.
Peace and